In December of 2015, the Roblox's tagline became Powering Imagination. Fast forward 10 years later, and you look at the platform's games on the front page. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Millions and hundreds and thousands of players on these games. Is this really a game? Do we really want this? As a community? To the people creating these games, is this really what you want? Well, yeah, it makes them as much money as possible. To the players, to the kids playing these games, is this really what you want? Right, are we better off spending that time playing these games masked as fun when all it does is release as much dopamine as possible from our brains? It's no harm. It's not that deep. You're overthinking it. Well, maybe Gamer48, maybe you're not used to thinking about these things, but that's okay, because you don't have to mindlessly go onto the homepage, click on this silly little game that draws you in with its promise of making as much virtual currency as possible that doesn't actually amount to anything in real life. Oh, but maybe subconsciously your brain is hoping for a tinge of creativity in the game, something that'll get your brain running, something that'll spark wonder and joy. No, these feelings aren't organic, they're forced. Unfortunately, you run on an artificial high playing these games whilst being hijacked off your dopamine receptors to be hooked onto the game so these developers can make a profit. And the worst case, these impressionable kids are gonna grow up being desensitized and they're gonna be dependent on as much stimulation as possible. That's already happening though. Day 217 of screen maxing my toddler. So I went to the dev forum and saw this post made by a developer named Anamoon. Maybe this was a troll post, cause come on, this has to be satire. Let's sit down with this post for a bit. Greetings Robloxians, I am Anamoon of SLOP Production Games. I have created this foundation to make the most high quality slop for the idiots on iPads and mobile phones to consume and give money for. Here we have created super fun spleef based upon Fall Guys, very trendy, created after love and passion for money. Please, help give feedback on how engaging and profitable the sloppy product is to help. We're living in a dystopian society that runs on money, big, vibrant colors that draw your attention, and it's affecting kids. What do you expect? People want money. Tell that to the people that make passionate games and make the money in the process. Tell that to the creators in the past that made the money by just being themselves, without feeling the need to capitalize on slop. These games are designed to require as little brain power as possible. To any of these kids playing these games, I have some insight on better ways to spend your time on the platform, but really sit down with yourself and think about if you really want to consider whether these insights are valuable or not. When you're playing, you as the player, you're the variable. You're the one playing these games. You're the one interpreting it of whether it's fun for you or not. But let me double down on this. Even if you're not having fun, you have the conscious ability to try to have fun. Let me say that again. You can consciously choose to have fun, to see the good in any other Roblox game that's not slop. It's all a matter of perspective. They're not boring. You've just been desensitized because of all the dopamine that these slop games give you. 35k for Burbaloni Loli Loli. For example, this is a bakery game. Cool. Now, you can leave it at that and blame it on fate that you're not having any fun, or you can take the time to appreciate what the game has to offer. All of its minute details. You can even share with a friend of how much you like a game and what sort of feeling it evokes within you. Hey, I really like this game. Oh, really? Tell me about it. And there you go. You've made the biggest investment of your life, articulating on why you like the things that you like, so you have a better understanding of yourself. That's a life skill. And also another investment you've made, friendship. In today's world, where we're literally being polarized by our social media algorithms suiting to exactly what we want to see based off of our behavior on the internet.
Thank you for ruining my life.
I'm literally an algorithm designed to maintain your attention by learning from your behavior and mirroring back that which, consciously or not, captivates you in the social worlds through which you move. I am literally one of the most fascinating tools for collective and personal shadow work ever created. That is, only if you can learn to recognize that you aren't disturbed by social media, you're disturbed by your own reflection.
Solely, the biggest rebellion you can do is to have an organic, genuine friend by your side. It's healing, I promise you. It's also liberating. Nice, right? I tried approaching these slop games with an open mind, because even they deserve a chance. I couldn't just judge and rant without trying them out for myself. Was the game fun for me? No? Did I try? Yes, I'll tell you what was fun though. I approached this kid called Tim. Oh, here's another person. This guy seems like he knows how to communicate, how to go on chat. And asked him what his appeal was to the game, and if he was even having fun playing it. No, it just makes me angry, he replied. Then why are you playing it, Tim? I asked.
Because me friends will stop bragging. I have no idea what this means.
Tell you what, Tim, why don't you try another game? A game that evokes wonder or creativity. A game that you'll actually enjoy. Okay, thank you. And then he invited me to his brain rot base and allowed me to steal one of his brain rot characters. This person was nice to me, so I'm gonna give him something of mine. That's a pattern across history. Across wherever exists civilization that has been repeated time and time again. This kid was being generous because I was nice. We don't just need more people to be nice in today's world. We need more people to be kind. And I feel morally bound to talk about this because I've experienced a time where when I was a kid, I consumed great content that made me feel like I want to go on an adventure, or when I had played games on Roblox that weren't trying to suppress and reduce my attention to cheap dopamine consumption. There's a reason as to why all of these YouTubers feel the urge to speak about the lack of soul in Roblox. It's because they've experienced an age of Roblox that does have soul. And we need to make sure the next generation experiences it too. The reason as to why I feel so much for this is because I've been on a pursuit of meaning these past few years. Having video games by my side like Minecraft and Roblox since I was around 9 was a huge part of my identity. Beneath the surface, they weren't just games, they were whole entire worlds. And a lot of the times, the games that I play and the YouTubers playing these games were immersing me in a set of values, in a set of narratives. If you're invested in what I have to say, let's chat a bit more. I'm not alone in this. There are creators, YouTubers, developers calling out these issues, and some of them are even going completely against what these SLOP games stand for, making as much money as possible, and consciously choosing to create and express, telling actual stories through an overarching set of narratives, and it's everything that Roblox needs to take a step in.
Guess you're feeling the pressure!
SLOP content is a symptom of a larger growing issue of the dependency towards cheap, mindless dopamine hits. They're symptoms of how we as younger generations are, to an extent, subconsciously giving up our intellectual autonomy for momentary satisfaction. In my recent video, I covered a small indie passionate Roblox game made by this person. I tried to make people feel something, mentioning things like passion and creativity, and directing our attention into something meaningful, like trying to better understand yourself and why you like the games that you play, because maybe you'll find yourself articulating a set of words that make you go, huh, I never thought about that. Boom, plus 10 security in your identity, plus 10 self-confidence, plus 10 on emotional growth. Okay, jokes aside, please. Will you, as a part of the Roblox community, join me and a lot of other people in humanizing Roblox again, because it's supposed to be a space that powers imagination, and it's getting more and more corporate, and then it's pushing out games like whatever this is. Whatever age you are, you can choose to not engage with these games. Stick to the games that'll have you saying, wow, I had a lot of fun playing that game. Because let me ask you this, when was the last time you genuinely thought that you had fun playing a Roblox game? If you have an answer, then stick to that game and try other games that evoke the same feeling. That's the solution. It's that simple. If you enjoy a game, then keep playing it. The goal is to have fun. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the goal is to have fun. Trust me, you'll have more fun playing games that are intended for the player to enjoy themselves rather than engaging with mindless dopamine farms. That includes these SLOP games. Roblox partners up with these investors, and a lot of the developers feel inclined to make as much money as possible because that benefits both them and Roblox, but that leads to these games reducing their player base into people that can't function without constant stimulation. Isn't that scary? Maybe you're 17, 16, 20, however old you are. Yes, you might not be affected because maybe your brains have developed enough for you to be able to actually think about your life and what you're doing before you even consider playing Steal a Brain Rot. But there are kids that are vulnerable and susceptible to these things, and these games aren't really helping. More and more YouTubers are talking about this. More and more games are deliberately or inadvertently choosing to do something about this because they create a sense of community with their passion projects, and creators make videos addressing a revival of passion in Roblox. This might be, in my own interpretation, a renaissance. Think about it. So we're gonna go from having, yay, old Roblox, so organically fun, to, oh no, my physiology is being manipulated to produce as much dopamine as possible, to hopefully a lot of new and great Roblox games that are actual games. We're not going to use fear to stop these people from playing these games. We're going to gently hold their hand and redirect them into a world that'll immerse them in all the good stuff like passion and wonder. I'm sorry, I really like that word. So, whether you're a YouTuber, a developer, a viewer, or even a player, let's consciously choose to do something about this problem, because it doesn't have to be grand. I'll say it again, it doesn't have to be grand. You can start with yourself and choose to be mindful about what you play. You don't have to get these games off the platform, because I know that's impossible. But I hope this video in any way, shape, or form changes someone's perspective on what it means to have fun on this platform. Because we had that, and so that they can actually enjoy themselves.